My name's Lila Morgan, and I lost my life at just 16 years old, out at Miller's Pond in July of 2024. It started off like any other hot summer day. The air was thick and sticky, filled with the scent of fresh-cut grass and sun-baked asphalt. My buddies Ethan and Tyler dared me to swim out to that old floating dock we always talked about. I wasn't a strong swimmer, not really, but when you're 16 and someone throws down a dare, you don't back down. So, I went for it. About halfway there, my arms started feeling like wet rope, heavy, useless. My legs felt like I was kicking through molasses. I tried to take a breath, but I ended up swallowing water instead. That's when the panic hit me, real panic. It's a feeling that burns into you. 1 second you think you've got it, and the next, you know you don't. I remember seeing Ethan's face change, all the fun gone in a second. He was shouting my name, but his voice sounded like it was coming through a busted speaker, far off and garbled. Then, just like that, it all went black. And quiet. Before that moment, my life was pretty simple. I lived with my mom, dad, and little sister Sophia in a small blue house down in North Carolina. My dad worked hard over at the lumber yard, and my mom was a teacher's aide at the very school I went to. The biggest things on my mind back then were my math quizzes and whether I'd get the latest Starfall game for my birthday. I can still picture that morning, Dad fiddling with our squeaky screen door, Mom humming to herself while the coffee brewed. I can almost smell that coffee, even now. That day was as normal as they come. We were the kind of family that went to church on Sundays. I knew the stories about Jesus, sure, but back then he felt more like a storybook figure than someone real you could talk to. I never expected anything crazy to happen to me. I was just a regular kid, but then I found myself sinking to the bottom of that pond, and everything shifted. The fear disappeared. The fire in my lungs went out, all of it, gone. In its place was silence, complete, calming silence. I felt something lift me, but not like floating in water. This was different, lighter, easier. I rose right up through the muddy water and into the sunlight above. I wasn't swimming, I was just moving, hovering over the pond. I looked down and saw myself just beneath the surface, pale and motionless, like a forgotten doll. It was surreal, I didn't feel scared. It was like watching a scene from a movie I wasn't part of anymore. I saw Ethan and Tyler yelling from the shore, panicked and waving. I spotted Mr. Whitaker from 2 doors down sprinting toward the water, yelling into his phone. The surface of the pond shimmered in the sun like glass, beautiful and calm. I felt a little ache watching it all. I wanted to call out to say, hey, I'm alright. I'm still here. But I had no voice. No body, I was just me. The purest version of me. Then things started to shift. The scene at the pond dimmed, like someone was turning down the brightness and the sound at the same time. The colors faded, the noise softened, and then a new kind of light began to grow around me. It wasn't like sunlight, there was no sting to it. It was warm, tender, glowing from everywhere and nowhere all at once. The light felt alive, like it was singing, not in a way you hear, but in a way you feel. It wrapped around me like a blanket made of peace. I'd never felt anything like it in my life. All those little things I used to worry about, math quizzes, silly dares, all the stuff that felt so big back then, they just faded away like morning fog. None of it mattered anymore. I was wrapped in a peace so real, so complete, it was like nothing could ever hurt me again. And then I turned, and that's when I saw him. It was Jesus. He wasn't wearing a robe or sporting a long beard like those pictures you see in Sunday school. He was light, pure, warm, radiant light, but still, I could see him clearly. His shape was there, like a person made of sunrise and love. It's hard to explain. Imagine the glow of 1,000 sunsets all wrapped into one moment, only softer, more alive. It didn't blind you. It filled you up with joy, with something deeper than happiness. His eyes weren't any color I could name, but they saw me, really saw me. It wasn't just that he knew my name or how old I was. He knew the time I split my sandwich with a kid who forgot his lunch. He knew when I fibbed to my mom about that broken plate. Every little good deed, every bad choice. He knew it all. And the craziest part? There wasn't an ounce of judgment in his eyes, just love. A kind of love that felt so big, it made the whole universe seem small. A love that made you feel safe, like being wrapped in the biggest hug ever. I didn't say anything at first. I just stood there, completely in awe, like my heart had forgotten how to beat. And then he spoke, but it wasn't like hearing words with your ears. It was like a thought gently planted in both my head and my heart at the same time. His voice was steady, peaceful, and full of strength. "Welcome, Lila," he said. "It's good to see you." As soon as I heard those words, my eyes filled up with tears, but not the sad kind. They were happy tears. Like when you finally find something you didn't even know you'd been missing. I'd never felt so known, so understood, so loved. "Am I dead?" I asked, my voice more of a thought than sound. It wobbled, just a little. Jesus smiled, and somehow, that smile made the light around us grow even brighter. "Your body has stopped," he said gently, "but you, Lila, you are more alive right now than you've ever been." He reached out his hand. It was light too, just like the rest of him, but when I touched it, warmth surged through me. Not the heat of a summer day, but the comfort of coming home after being gone too long. That one touch felt like peace and love all wrapped together. He took my hand, and we walked, though it didn't really feel like walking, more like gliding. The space around us began to shift. The soft white light faded into something more alive, more vivid. Scenes started appearing around us, like stepping straight into memories that could breathe. The first thing he showed me was my mom, kneeling by my bed, hands clasped, whispering a prayer into the night. I saw her words leave her mouth like little strands of golden thread, glowing as they floated through the air. Those threads wrapped around me like a warm, invisible blanket. Then he showed me a time I was really sick, fevered, and weak. I remembered the ache, the cold sweats, but now I saw it from another angle. I saw her prayers rising again, this time forming a shield. That golden light pushed back something dark and spiky that was trying to creep toward me. I hadn't seen it back then. I just thought the medicine kicked in, or maybe it passed on its own. But now I knew better. "No prayer ever goes to waste, Lila," Jesus said, his voice as soft as a breeze, but packed with truth. "Not a single one, they're treasures, each one. They're weapons too, fueled by love, and stronger than anything this world can create." Then the light around us started to shift again. I could feel it. This next part mattered more than anything else. He wanted me to really see this. Suddenly, we were standing on a hilltop, looking out over a huge, calm body of water. It sparkled like glass under a sunset sky. Fishing boats drifted quietly, and the air felt peaceful. "It's beautiful," I thought to myself. "This is the Sea of Galilee," Jesus replied. "I spent a lot of time here during my days on Earth. But watch closely." As I stared at the water, something changed. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. A dark red color started to swirl near the shoreline. Just a little at first, like someone had poured paint into the sea. But it didn't stop. The red spread wider and deeper, rolling out until the whole sea turned a deep, heavy crimson. From shore to shore, it looked like blood. The fishing boats were still there, only now they floated on a sea of red. "What's going on?" I asked, feeling a strange pressure in my chest, even though I didn't really have a body anymore. "Is that blood?" Jesus's face changed. His light dimmed just a little, like he was feeling something deep and painful. "In a sense, yes," he said gently. "This is something that will happen soon in 2025. The sea will turn red, just like this, for a short time. It'll scare people. Some will say it's a curse, others will think it's a sign of my wrath." He looked right at me then, and I felt like his eyes could carry the weight of the whole world. "But it's not my anger, Lila, it's not punishment. It's a sign, a reflection." "A reflection of what?" I asked quietly. "It's the pain of the world," he said. "Every harsh word, every grudge, every time someone chooses hate over love, it all adds a drop of red to the water. Humanity is hurting. People carry their pain like bricks in a backpack, and then they pass it on to others. The world has forgotten how to forgive, and it's poisoning the heart of mankind." He showed me a vision right then. I saw a man in a gray office yelling into his phone at someone. I realized it was his wife. As he shouted, I saw a drop of thick red liquid fall from his chest and splash into the sea. Then I saw a split screen of two world leaders on TV, screaming insults back and forth. More red, more pain. I watched kids at school teasing each other on the playground. Red again. It was everywhere. All of it. And it broke my heart. It's so much, I whispered. It's everywhere. Jesus nodded. Yes, he said. But that's not the whole story. With one wave of his hand, the vision changed again. This time, I saw a woman sitting at her father's hospital bedside. Her eyes were filled with hurt. He'd caused her a lot of pain when she was little. But now I watched her take his hand and say, "I forgive you, Dad." As those words left her lips, a single drop of crystal clear water fell from her and landed in the sea. And right where it touched the red water, everything changed. That spot turned back into brilliant, sparkling blue. Then he showed me more. A boy handing half his sandwich to a kid who once bullied him. A splash of clean blue water, two friends making up after a nasty argument. More blue, and then he showed me something small but familiar, a memory of me forgiving Ethan for breaking my favorite toy. I saw my little drop of clear water hit the sea and turn a spot blue. "Do you see it now, Lila?" Jesus asked, his voice filled with something I hadn't expected, hope. The red may seem overwhelming, but the blue, real, honest love and forgiveness is stronger. One act of forgiveness can wash away a whole sea of hurt. But the world has forgotten that. They chase power, money, revenge, but real strength, the kind that heals, is found in letting go. Then he looked me straight in the eyes and said, "When the sea turns red, people will be terrified, but I don't want fear. I want them to remember, I want them to look within and ask themselves, am I pouring red into the world or am I adding blue? That's the message I need you to carry back." Carry back? I asked, my heart, or whatever part of me was left, tightening with the weight of his words. All of a sudden, I felt something pulling at me. It wasn't harsh, it was soft, gentle. Like a hand tugging my shirt sleeve, calling me back toward the blurry world of the pond. "No," I pleaded, clutching his hand made of light. "Please don't make me go. I want to stay here with you. It's so peaceful here, there's no hurt." Tears spilled down my face again. Not because I was scared, but because leaving him felt like the deepest pain I'd ever known. Like part of me was being torn away. Jesus looked at me with that same never-ending love in his eyes. He reached out and placed his other hand on my shoulder, and instantly, warmth washed through me. A deep, soul-soothing warmth that wrapped around every part of who I was. "I know it hurts, little one," he said gently. "And one day you will return forever, but not today. Your family still needs you, your mom, your dad, little Sophia. And there are others too, people who need to hear what you've seen. You have a purpose, Lila." I sobbed harder. "But I'm just a kid. Who's going to believe me?" Jesus smiled, soft and sure. "You don't have to convince anyone. You just have to share what you experienced. Tell them I'm real. Tell them that my love is bigger than they could ever imagine. And tell them about the sea, that forgiveness is the water that can heal the world. Don't be afraid. I'll be with you always. You'll never be alone." Then he leaned in and touched his forehead to mine, not like a regular kiss, but a burst of light and warmth that sank straight into my soul. It wasn't just comfort. It was a promise. "I don't want to leave," I whispered one last time. "I know," he said. "But it's time. Go in peace, my brave little messenger." The light around us began to dim. That beautiful, gentle humming faded away. And then I was falling. Not the scary kind of falling. Just drifting back, fast and heavy, through the silence and into the dark. And then pain. It hit all at once, a crushing weight on my chest. My body jolting. Someone pressing down on me again and again. I gasped and coughed, choking as a flood of pond water came pouring out of my mouth. My chest burned like it was on fire. The sunlight above me was too bright. And the sound, everything was so loud. "She's breathing. She's breathing, we got her back," someone shouted. My eyes flickered open. I was lying on the grass beside the pond, the sunlight flickering through the trees above me. A man in a red shirt, a paramedic, was leaning over me, checking something on my chest, and then I saw her. My mom. She was right beside me, down on her knees, her face streaked with tears. "Logan, oh Logan, baby." She kept whispering between sobs, like saying my name might keep me there with her. Everything hurt. My chest felt like it had been crushed. I was freezing, shaking all over. I tried to say something, but all I managed was a weak little cough. Off to the side, I could see the flashing red and blue lights of the ambulance. They told me later I had been underwater for nearly 9 minutes. 9 whole minutes. The paramedics kept shaking their heads, saying over and over that there should have been brain damage or worse, but somehow there wasn't. They kept calling it a miracle. And all I could think about as I lay there, my mom gripping my hand so tightly it actually hurt, was his face. That light, that love, I started crying, not because I was in pain or afraid, but because I had just left heaven. I had just been with him. And I already missed him. So, I'm telling you this now, not as some big preacher or someone trying to be dramatic, but just as a kid from North Carolina. I'm telling you exactly what I saw, because Jesus asked me to. He's real. He's not just some character in a book or a stained glass window. His love is deeper than the deepest ocean. He sees you, every part of you. He knows your pain, even the stuff you never talk about. And if you're sitting there wondering what you can possibly do in this angry, divided world, he showed me the answer. Forgive. Let go of that old wound. Say you're sorry. Choose love, even when it feels impossible. Because every time you do, every time, you're dropping a bit of clean, healing water into this broken world. You're washing away some of the red. You're helping turn the tide. That's what he showed me, and that's the truth.